I mentioned frequently the trinity between learning, growing, and evolution. So I kind of just want to clear up in this video of what I mean when I'm referencing these terms and how they all connect and intertwine with each other. So I'll start with learning. Okay, we can kind of see that as the basis for things in some ways. um, so we learn through making actions. Okay, actions have a consequence or karma. So by doing something, you are creating something to happen to you. Okay, so in the form of creating a painting, perhaps, we can start at the basis and just take paintbrush to paper, okay, and through that we are going to make mistakes and learn through those to better to make actions that equal a result that better aligns with us. Okay, so mistakes aren't bad. I say this a lot. Mistakes aren't bad. They just help us identify what is aligned with us and what maybe could be altered to align better with us. Okay, so if I make a painting of the sky and the beach and I do blue and tan and I get finished with that and it doesn't feel right to me, the colors feel too objective. Okay, I can add a subjective touch to that and switch up the colors. Whether that means taking the current piece of art I have and making changes to it, or if that means going back to square one and starting all over again. Either way is acceptable. It's just what way feels more aligned for you as an individual. Okay, what do you perceive as could be better? Okay, and we're not striving for perfection here in any of these aspects. Okay, humans never fully reach perfection. It is quite literally impossible. So perfectionism is unattainable, and please do not spend your life trying to be perfect. Anyways, growth is what happens when we start using what we've learned and applying it to our day-to-day actions. Okay? And usually during the healing process, we do a lot of shedding work too, or shadow work. So finding hidden aspects of ourselves and alchematizing those to better suit us. Okay, so that creates a better version of ourselves just through that. Okay, recognizing, acknowledging, and accepting the worst parts of ourselves and then alchematizing them to better suit us and feel more aligned so that we can be at more peace with ourselves, who we are, and how our reality looks. That is what growth looks like. Growth also means that you can look back on past versions of oneself and realize that you are now at a better, more aligned place. Some may say that's a higher timeline. I can look at my lower timelines and realize that I have improved. And then evolution is this on a broader scale, combining both of these aspects, going back to learning and going back to growth. Okay, using both of those aspects to create evolution, to to better oneself and humanity as a whole, consciousness as a whole, just the evolution of all of us. Okay, but it takes individuals working separately, it takes individuals working together, and it takes oneness, accepting this as truth, or accepting that this evolution would benefit humanity. So we can look at the past to see how this is truth with the evolution of the human species as a whole. Okay, we started on 4 legs, we worked our way to 2, and we have created and evolved to better suit our reality and our objective nature. By looking at the subjective, looking at all of the options, and choosing what feels and serves best. So it's using both of these aspects to create something better. So we can't just have learning, okay, because then there's no action behind it, there is no improvement, and without improvement, there can be no evolution, there can be no betterment. Okay? So by learning, by paying attention to what we are doing and how it affects us and others, and then switching that, changing our reality, changing how we do things, how we perceive things, how we treat others, changing how we treat ourselves, then we can use both of those to evolve and to reach that higher timeline, or reach that better place. Okay? So, if you want to evolve, the first step is acknowledging that your behavior, your actions, your thoughts, your feelings, your projections have a real impact in your reality. Okay? Fully accepting that, embracing that, accepting that you probably have made mistakes in the past, acknowledging that we're not going to make those mistakes anymore because we have learned, and then through that we can grow and no longer make those mistakes. We can grow and find new ways to better ourselves, and therefore create the evolution. So, the upward stream. But the opposite of what I'm describing is rejecting that you even have power in this world, rejecting free will, rejecting your purpose, rejecting that your actions have consequences. Okay? Fully rejecting that, not accepting that, therefore leading you down a spiral, because you're just going to do whatever the external forces want you to do, therefore taking the back seat and following this path that is not yours. And we never want that. We always want to follow our true path, our lined path, and we always want to be in the driver's seat. Okay? You are the leader of your own life. You create your own reality, and how you do that, how you choose to do that, is completely up to you. However, let's make sure that we are educated about how our actions affect reality. And you don't need me telling you that, or someone else telling you that. You can tell yourself that. You just have to dive in, look at your past, Look at where your future is going. Look at how you are acting. And use discernment, okay? Make conscious choices. If you're looking to the future and the future that you see is not in alignment with yourself, you need to make some changes. And if your past doesn't fulfill you, doesn't serve you in any way, we need to dive into that. We need to figure out why. Start asking questions. Start asking yourself questions. Okay? Dive into, well, this horrible thing happened to me. I wonder why that. Well, it was probably something you did. It was probably the action that caused that to come back around to you. Because everything you do in this world echoes back to you. It's not just lost out there. You don't just get to do whatever you want. You don't just get to cause harm to other people and not expect harm to come to you. And same can be said with love. If you love yourself and love others, love will echo back to you. And it's a ripple effect. It's in and out and in and out. And I love myself. And people love me because I love them. Okay? And if that sounds like it's in alignment with you, then ask yourself why. And also ask yourself, am I living this truth? Okay? And we can fully understand this by asking our own selves, what is truth? What is my truth? And am I living that? Am I embodying my truth? And truth is subjective to change. Okay? It doesn't have to stay the same forever. In fact, that would mean you're not learning, growing, and evolving. That would mean you're staying constant all of the time. And that's not how we learn, grow, and evolve. So make changes to your life that better suit how you would like to evolve. And do the work. It's gonna hurt. Like it is. Like 100%. It's gonna hurt so badly. But only for a little while. And only as long as you let it. It's important to give, specifically shadows, a lot of time, space, and energy to be felt, seen, heard, and accepted. However, you cannot get trapped there. You cannot get trapped in this version of the past. You can go there. You can love and accept that version. And then you can let it go. You can leave it lovingly. Okay? And looking at that as another individual, you can say that that's somebody you love. You can fully accept and embrace that version of themselves. You can fully love unconditionally. But if they don't accept it, then your work there is done. And it's time to leave. Because if you keep trying and trying and trying and they're not accepting, all you're doing is causing both parties harm. Okay? So we're not forcing anybody else to live like we want to live. And that is where one's truth comes in. Your truth is different than his truth, is different than her truth, is different than their truth. Okay? So you cannot force your truth on someone else. It never works. They will always reject it. You can offer them, you can show them, you can embody your truth, and you can be a loving role model, and you can be available if they reach out. However, you cannot into believing your truth. Truth is something that they must come to on their own terms, as I did, as you will. Truth is an individualized perspective on things. So no matter what I tell you, if that doesn't resonate with you, if you don't claim that, if you don't accept that, then that is fully okay. And that is beautiful, because that means that you are very unique in a very different way than I. And fully embrace and accept that. I would fully embrace and accept that version of you as well. If we all embodied the same truth, there would be no life. That would be what we came from. Full oneness, all beings thinking and feeling and doing the same things, okay? What's the fun in that? Okay? That's not why we're here. We all have different truths. We all look different. We all have different interests. We all have different favorite colors, okay? We're all so different and unique, and that is the beauty of it. And that is why we must learn, grow, and evolve into our truest aligned self, so that we can all uniquely individualized have truths that can intertwine with each other or not. It's a beautiful process, really. I hope this has helped you understand a little bit more what I'm talking about when I say learn, grow, and evolve. And I hope that this has also helped you realize that you are your own truth. And please do not let anybody hinder your truth. No external factors. No one else is acceptable for your truth except yourself. So, dive deep, figure out what that truth is, and really embody it. Become who you want to be.